All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible force that has totally changed the way we all shop online: artificial intelligence.
I mean, you know that feeling, right? You look up a coffee maker one time, and boom, suddenly your entire internet experience is just a shrine to coffee. You're seeing ads for espresso machines, fancy beans, mugs. It's like, how did they know? It feels a little psychic.
Well, spoiler alert, it's not magic. And it's definitely not a psychic connection. It's AI, working quietly in the background to make it feel like that online store was built just for you. And this really is at the heart of a massive revolution in shopping. We've gone from these kind of generic digital department stores where everyone saw the exact same stuff to what are essentially personal online boutiques, each one curated by AI for just one person.
And let's really think about what that means. Not that long ago, online stores were totally static. Everyone landed on the same homepage. But now, because of AI, the store you see is completely different from the store I see. It's being tailored in real time specifically for each of us.
So, the big question is, how do they actually do that? Well, it pretty much boils down to two key pieces of AI tech working hand in hand: personalization and predictive analytics. So let's break them down. Okay, first up, we've got personalization. The easiest way to think about this is the what, as in what you're seeing on the screen right this second. The AI is looking at your digital footprint. I'm talking every click, every old purchase, even how long you stare at a picture of a sweater, and it uses all that to shape the experience you're having right now.
And listen, you see this stuff all day, every day. Those you might also like boxes, the ads that seem to follow you from site to site, even those little chat bots that pop up to help. Yep, that's all the personalization engine doing its thing.
Okay, so if personalization is about the what, then predictive analytics is all about the what's next. It takes all that data from the past and uses it to make a really smart guess about what you're going to want in the future. Sometimes it figures it out before you do.
But here's the really cool part. These two things aren't working separately. They're locked in this powerful feedback loop. See, personalization is collecting data on what you're into right now, and it feeds that info to the predictive models, which makes them smarter. Then, those smarter predictions help refine the personalization, so you get even better suggestions. They're constantly making each other better.
Okay, so we get the tools now. But how do the recommendation engines really decide what to put in front of your eyes? Let's get into the secret sauce.
So what's the actual logic that connects you with that perfect product? It really comes down to two main and pretty clever methods. So let's meet the two stars of the show: collaborative filtering and content-based filtering. Now, I know they sound super technical, but trust me, the ideas behind them are actually really simple. First up is collaborative filtering. I like to call this one the power of the crowd. The wild thing is, this method doesn't care what the product is. It could be a book or a blender. All it knows is that other people who seem to like the same stuff you do also bought this other thing, so it figures you'll probably like it too. This is the magic behind Amazon's classic "customers who bought this also bought" feature.
All right, then you've got the other approach: content-based filtering. Think of this one as the item expert. It completely ignores the crowd. Instead, it focuses only on the features of the items you like. So if you bought a dark roast coffee that has chocolatey notes, the system will go find other items that are also dark roast and have chocolatey notes. It's all about the product's DNA, not what other people are buying.
Okay, so we've got all this incredibly complex tech. What's the point? Is it just about getting us to buy more stuff? Well, not entirely. When it's done right, it's actually a win-win situation with real benefits for both the companies and for us. Let's dig into that. For us as shoppers, the value can be huge. Just look at this number. A staggering 40% of people have just given up and left a website because they were totally overwhelmed by too many choices. We've all been there, right? AI personalization is basically designed to fix that exact problem. It just cuts through all the noise. And for the businesses, the benefits are massive. For one, when you can find what you're looking for easily, you're more likely to buy it. That's a higher conversion rate. A great personal experience also builds loyalty, so you keep coming back. And a bonus? AI is also working in the background to spot and stop fraud in real time, which protects everyone. And back to us, the shoppers. What's in it for us? Well, besides not getting overwhelmed, it can also mean getting special deals and dynamic pricing tailored just for you. And maybe the biggest perk of all, it just saves us a ton of time. We find what we need and we find it fast. But, it's not all perfect and seamless. Putting this kind of tech into practice has some serious challenges, and it's worth taking a second to look at what those are and where this is all going.
Because, let's be real, this stuff is hard. To work well, AI needs massive amounts of good, clean data. And that immediately brings up big privacy questions, which is why we have regulations like GDPR in Europe and CCPA in California. On top of that, building these systems is crazy expensive, and there just aren't enough skilled data scientists out there to go around.
But despite those hurdles, the push forward is definitely happening. This quote really nails it. The future is all about making these systems even smarter, even faster, and weaving them into every single part of the shopping experience. We're talking everything from chatbots to managing the entire supply chain. And all of this really leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. As this tech gets better and better at predicting what we need, what we want, even how we'll behave, where do we draw that line? The line between something being super helpful and convenient and something that just feels a little too intrusive. That's probably the biggest question we're all going to have to answer as this technology evolves.